Clancy Sugar Ray Leonard, live from Las Vegas. The champion, Jimmy Paul, coming off a strong 8th round against the challenger, Robin Blake.
The corner of Jimmy Paul is yelling, pick the pace up. He's falling behind on points.
The fact that Blake is moving so rapidly to the right, Ray, has Jimmy Paul all confused. Blake stays right outside Paul's punching power.
Well, Blake makes the fight so much easier for himself by moving the way he is. Just staying, constantly moving to the right.
In my opinion, there's no question that Paul is the more powerful puncher, the more accurate puncher. But again, there's an accumulation of these little punches by Robin Blake, scoring points. Now Paul had a good 8th round. He hasn't thrown a punch this round.
Good body shot by Blake.
And another.
This is what you call a controlled fight, man. Because Blake is able to do what he wants to do. He's working his jab up and down. He's
That was a nice
pop
move,
shots.
Nice feint and jab. Feinted to the body, jab to the head. He's just circling outside of Jimmy Paul. Paul is fighting his shadow. Blake is never in front of him. Only the one round where Blake put his head in there and Paul was able to nail him with some pretty good shots.
Watch your head, watch your head, watch it. Come on, let's bounce it in. Come on.
Well, this isn't a great fight for the spectators, Tim, but again, it's what Blake has to do to win the championship.
Under a minute remaining in the 9th round. Solid right by Paul.
And why did that happen? Because Blake forgot and he was standing still.
And you'll notice every time that Blake stands directly in front of Paul, Paul's going to land with that right hand. He started to drop his right hand also, so left hook might fall. There it is.
Big left hook, that hurt him. He's got him in trouble. Jimmy Paul. Robin Blake trying to stay on his feet. He is in big trouble. Down he goes. The suddenness of the champion, Jimmy Paul. Who can do that? We've seen him do it before. Blake in control of the fight to this point. Time winding down in the 9th round. The challenger in trouble. It started with a big left hook. There's a right down the pipe. Up, staggered him again. And the still ending round number 9 with Blake on his feet. And gets to the corner, but he is in difficulty now. Now the suddenness, the Cobra-like qualities of Jimmy Paul, as Gil said, he lulls you to sleep and then he puts you to sleep.
You all right?
Sent Robin Blake into a deep sleep there. There's the big left hook. That's the one that really hurt him. You see Blake trying to get away from it. And then now Paul with some free shots lands 4 good ones. And a right hand down the pipe that left Blake here just desperately by sheer guts staying on his feet. Finally went down on one knee, which might have been the best thing for him to do at that point.
It certainly was a smart thing for him to do, Tim. Took up 8 seconds of the round, gave him a chance to regroup.
I'm sure he didn't know what time it was in the round, but if he went down deliberately on one knee, it was certainly a good idea. And he managed to get through round 9. So we're into the 10th round, and Rockin' Robin Blake now grins over at the champion. And I gotta believe there's still a little gone from his leg. First knockdown of the fight scored by the champion, Paul. Let's see if Rockin' Robin Blake can get his legs back under him. He's moving here, trying to stay away from Paul. We've seen his guts before. That's not a question in this bout. He's not going to quit out there, but has he been hurt enough by Paul that he's simply not going to have enough left?
Tim, one of the big factors in the fight is the fact that Robin Blake cannot hurt Jimmy Paul. His punches don't seem to have any power at all.
Now there's Blake battling back, scoring 2 combinations, backing up Paul. Again, may not have been a whole lot of power on him, but keeping Paul off, and now Paul pulls his way back with the right hand.
You can almost see the inevitable with Blake. He's dropping his hands, he's tired, and he's still hurt from the knockdown in the 9th round. What Paul is doing, he's just taking his time, and the smart thing to do picking his shot.
Robin Blake with his family here, his wife Denise at ringside, brother Roddy, father Roger, who used to train him as an amateur.
Blake forgot all about his fight plan now, Tim. He's right in front of Jimmy Paul.
But Gil, just like you said earlier, the fact there is no sting behind Blake's punches, and that's the reason Paul is standing right in front of him. He's going to let him throw his punches, then he's going to come back with his own bomb.
And they are bombs, Ray.
You'd also notice that Blake is starting to put his head down. Another sign of fatigue.
But right down the middle, fell short. Blake picked it up. Now he takes a solid left jab from the champion. We're in round 10, scheduled for 15.
You know, Tim, now that Blake is standing flat-footed, maybe his punches will carry a little more steam. Before, he was always on the move.
Good combination by Blake. The left hand falling a little short. Under a minute to go, round 10. Listen to this crowd.
Again, Paul's going to the body. He should come back out with that left hook.
Blake banging to the body. He's got 500 fans from Texas up here in Las Vegas cheering him on. Knocked down in round 9, rallying rather well here in the 10th. Paul patiently looking for that opportunity, a combination that might send the challenger to the floor again. Under the 32nd mark to go, round 10. Right hand by Paul, snaps back, a combination lands. Blake stays right there, but he can't hurt Paul.
There, Paul came up with the left hook.
All right, we're going to be going to Dan Rather in New York for a special report at the end of this round on the return of these hostages. And we are back looking now into the corners of both fighters here, with Rockin Robin Blake having some difficulty in the 9th round, being knocked down, rallying in the 10th, although we scored the round, at least I did, for the champion Jimmy Paul. It was nonetheless a rather good comeback by Robin Blake to get himself back into the fight. And he may still be ahead on the scorecards, although, of course, the champion picks up a 2-point round for his knockdown in round 9. Paul in white, Blake in pink. Well, a tribute to Blake's conditioning, gentlemen, that he did as well in round 10 as we saw.
He certainly was, Tim. He said he was in the best shape of his life, running 7-8 miles a morning, and it sure pays off.
He was nearly out on his feet in the 9th round.
Well, that's what he was able to recover from those big punches.
Now Jimmy Paul is starting to move to his left, making sure he keeps Blake in front of him. This is really a chess game. It's amazing. Blake's punches have no sting whatsoever.
Crowd chanting, Robin, Robin.
Tim, he's there. He's right in front of Paul, and he got nailed again.
And he's dropping the hand again, and that hook's starting to fall.
Mr. Patience really can nail you.
We're live from Las Vegas, Nevada. Standing room only, sellout crowd. Watching this lightweight championship bout. Robin Blake knocked down on the 9th round by the champion Paul. We have him ahead on the scorecard going into that 9th round.
That body shot of Paul kind of folded Blake over.
Keep him up there.
Hard to know how the judges have scored it through the early rounds, but we had Blake ahead.
Blake is not putting any body behind his punches, Tim. All he's throwing is arm punches, and that's why Jimmy Paul is walking through him.
Sharp jab from the champion Paul, asserting himself more in these last 3 rounds. Starting in round 8, Paul turned to fight around.
And Paul is not wasting any energy. He's making every punch count.
That's definitely one of his talents. Under the 32nd mark in round number 11.
He's trying to get that left, Paul's trying to get that left hook in. The right hand's been landing.
Blake is now cut under the right eye, Tim.
Now that's where he had that little swelling earlier, and now it's quite red.
I love the way Paul digs that left hook to the body, too, Tim. Beautiful punch. well-schooled fighter.
Coming to the end of the 11th round, the champion Jimmy Paul apparently assuming control.